20观世音菩萨即从坐起，顶礼佛足。2拜佛言：世尊，一念我习无数恒河沙界，于是有佛出现于世，名观世音。我于彼佛发菩提心，彼佛教我从闻思修入三摩地，处于文中如流王所，所入寂寂，动静二相了然不生，如是见增。闻所闻尽，经闻不住，觉所觉空，空觉即缘，空所空灭，生灭即灭，即灭现前，忽然超越世处世间，十方圆明火耳殊胜。依这山河十方诸佛本妙觉心，与佛如来同一此理。而这下河十方一切六道众生，与诸众生同一悲仰。世尊，一念我习无数恒河沙界，于是有佛出现于世，名观世音。我于彼佛发菩提心，彼佛教我从闻思修入三摩地，处于文中如流王所，所入寂寂，动静二相了然不生，如是见增。闻所闻尽，经闻不住，觉所觉空，空觉即缘，空所空灭，生灭即灭，即灭现前，忽然超越世处世间，十方圆明火耳殊胜。依这山河十方诸佛本妙觉心，与佛如来同一此理。而这下河十方一切六道众生，与诸众生同一悲仰。依这山河十方诸佛本妙觉心，与佛如来同一此理。而这下河十方一切六道众生，与诸众生同一悲仰。 20，观世音菩萨即从坐起，顶礼佛足，2拜佛言：世尊，一念我习无数恒河沙界，于是有佛出现于世，名观世音。我于彼佛发菩提心，彼佛教我从闻思修入三摩地，处于文中如流王所，所入寂寂，东经二相了然不生，如是见增，闻所闻尽，经闻不住，觉所觉空，空觉即缘，空所空灭。
So this talk was requested by Master Hui Siong, and the topic is equalizing and exchanging oneself with others, and an introduction to Tara practice. First of all, the text says the training based on the text by Shantideva. The second, the training based on the text by Shantideva has 3 points. Thinking about the advantages and disadvantages of exchanging and not exchanging oneself with others, demonstrating that one can generate this mind of if one familiarizes with it, and the stages of meditating on how to exchange oneself and others. So here, commentary on this, my Kshamayati says the following: we also need to train the mind in accordance with the explanations of Shantideva. To do this, we think about the advantages of exchanging ourselves with others and the disadvantages of not exchanging ourselves with others. Through familiarizing with abandoning, cherishing ourselves, right, and exchanging in cherishing others, exchanging in cherishing others, we can generate this mind. This is achieved through the stages of meditation, whereby we exchange ourselves with others. That is, we change our present attitude through giving up cherishing ourselves and practicing cherishing others. That is, we give up taking care of ourselves alone and strive to take care of others. Thus, this is not a case of actually exchanging places with others. Okay. Now, going back to this text, the text is the middling Lamarim by Lama Tsongkhapa. Okay. Going back to the text, it says, thinking about the advantages of exchanging and the disadvantages of not exchanging oneself with others. To quickly accomplish the 2 welfares, it's appropriate to exchange oneself and others. First, engaging in the Bodhisattva behavior says, whoever wishes to protect himself and others quickly should practice the secret instruction, exchanging oneself and others. If we want to quickly achieve the 2 welfares, right, our own and others' welfare, we need to exchange ourselves with others. That is, we need to change our mind. As exchanging in the Bodhisattva deed says, as engaging in the Bodhisattva deed says, those who wish to protect others very quickly should abandon self-cherishing and cherish others. This practice should be done secretly. That is, it should not be revealed to others. In other words, without telling everyone that we are doing this practice, we should engage in it mentally while trying to abandon self-cherishing, and develop the thought cherishing others in order to be able to quickly protect and benefit other sentient beings. The Lamarim says, the advantages of exchanging and the disadvantages of not exchanging oneself with others. All happiness there is in the world arises from wanting happiness for others. All suffering there is in the world arises from wanting happiness for oneself. What need is there to say any more? The childish work for their own welfare. The munis, means the Buddhas, for the welfare of others. Look at the difference between the 2. If we exchange ourselves with others, what are the advantages or benefits? If we do not cherish others, but continue to cherish ourselves and neglect others, what are the disadvantages? All of the happiness that exists in this world comes from the mind wishing that other sentient beings be happy. In other words, all happiness arises from the cause of cherishing others. On the other hand, all the many types of suffering that exist in the world come from the self-cherishing mind that thinks only for our own happiness. Thus, there is no need to say any more about this. While the childless, that is, ordinary beings, only think of themselves, the munis, the able ones, think only of others' welfare. The munis, the able ones, means the Buddhists. We can see the great difference between these two. Although we wandered together with Buddha Shakyamuni in our previous lives and cyclic existence, he generated the strong thought wishing to take care of other sentient beings and relieve their suffering, whereby he achieved Buddhahood and then gave us teachings. We, on the other hand, have continued to wander in cyclic existence, unable to get out. Why is this? Because we have not thought about others, but have continued to think only of ourselves. I need. My daughter needs. My son needs. We only think about ourselves, not about others. Therefore, we now need to work to develop thought that wants to take care of others and, at the same time, strive to diminish the thought that wants to take care of ourselves alone. We need to try to gradually exchange these two attitudes, whereby we will come to be able to cherish others. When this mind is generated, we will have generated the mind of complete awakening. How can we actually exchange ourselves with others? It is usually said to do the taking and giving meditation in combination with the breath. To do this, motivated by compassion, we imagine taking the suffering, obscurations, problems, and so forth of all sentient beings upon ourselves. We visualize all sentient beings in front of us, and that from their right nostrils comes black smoke that enters our left nostril. It descends to our heart, where there is a heap of black dust in the nature of self-cherishing mind, of this self-cherishing mind. When the sufferings in the aspect of black smoke touch the black heap, it is completely destroyed. It no longer exists. This is the way to train in cherishing others and eliminating self-cherishing. Then, motivated by love, we imagine that white light in the nature of happiness exits from our right nostril and enters the left nostrils of the sentient beings in front of us. Their bodies are completely filled with white light, and they receive all necessities. They become happy and relaxed. Their minds become intelligent and clear. They develop a clear knower, and their bodies are transformed into light that is as transparent as crystal. We should try to do the taking and giving meditation in this way. This meditation, referred to in engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds as the secret holy conduct, is done in order to exchange ourselves and others. That is, to diminish the mind of self-cherishing and increase the mind cherishing others. We need to try to do this. If we do not try, nothing will happen. On the other hand, even if it is difficult to trying to do this meditation, right, doing this meditation, even just a little bit every day, we will gradually improve more and more. Now, Lamrim continues, therefore, Buddhahood, etc. are difficult to attain if one does not exchange oneself with others. If I do not exchange my happiness and the suffering of others correctly, Buddhahood will not be attained, and there will be no happiness in samsara either. Just as it is expressed here, you should think of cherishing oneself as the door to all problems and cherishing others as the basis of all excellences. We need to exchange our attitude, as if we do not do this, it will be difficult to attain Buddhahood. We should give our happiness to others and take others' suffering upon ourselves. If we do not do this, it will not be easy to attain Buddhahood, and there will be no happiness in cyclic existence, samsara, right? In this sense, the self-cherishing mind is the door to all shortcomings, problems, and sufferings. On the other hand, cherishing others is a source of all excellences or good qualities. Therefore, we need to try to exchange our mind, or to change our mind. Until now, we have taken care only of ourselves and have not tried to take care of others. Because of this, we are still caught in cyclic existence. We have not been happy and have only experienced suffering. Therefore, we now need to try to exchange our attitude by abandoning the self-cherishing mind and developing the mind that cherishes and takes care of others. We need to meditate on this in order to gain familiarity with it. Without trying, nothing will happen. So Lamrim says, demonstrating that one can generate this mind if one familiarizes with it. The topic says the following. Second, in the way that fear used to arise in us even upon hearing our enemy's name, but later on, having come to an agreement, we became friends and generated great dislike if he was absent. Likewise, by subsequently familiarizing the mind, we can become familiar with seeing oneself like someone else and others like oneself. In the same text it says, do not turn away from something because it is difficult. Through the power of familiarizing this, we do not like when someone is not with us, or who we used to fear when hearing his name. And it is not all that difficult to posit my body as that of others. It's not at all difficult, not all that difficult, right? Okay. When someone is our enemy, even just by hearing his name, we can experience fear. However, if later on we come to have harmonious relationships with them, he can become such a close friend that we are unhappy when he is absent, right? In a similar way, if we familiarize our mind with exchanging oneself with others, we can come to think of others as we presently do ourselves, whereby we will give up cherishing ourselves and come to cherish others. We need to try to familiarize with this attitude. Even though it is difficult to develop, we should not give up, but strive continuously to familiarize ourselves with it very strongly. Due to familiarity, even someone whose mere name made us afraid can later on become a friend whose absence makes us unhappy. Our friends can become enemies, and our enemies can become friends. Human beings change. Even nations change. Sometimes they have a good relationship, sometimes a bad one. We ourselves also change. In the morning, we can be happy, and in the afternoon, we can be unhappy. Our mind changes in this way. Therefore, since it can change, we can definitely bring about a change in it. For this reason, every day we should try to cherish others and give up the mind that cherishes ourselves. We can even learn to give up our body. For example, we will become able to even give away a kidney, an eyeball, or other inner organs without worry. If someone asks us for a part of our body, we will be able to give it away. Perhaps we cannot give our heart away, as then we will die. But we can give away other parts that do not endanger our life, but are needed by other people. Even this becomes easy to do, due to familiarity. Lamrim says, clearing up doubts, if you think, as someone else's body is not my own body, how could it be appropriate to generate the same attitude toward it? Just as this body is accomplished from the semen and the blood of our parents, and even though it is accomplished from the parts of our bodies, of others' bodies, we hold it to be I by the power of previous familiarization. Likewise, if we familiarize with cherishing others' bodies as if they were our own, we will generate this mind. The same text says, just as a drop of semen and blood from someone else is held to be I, likewise we should familiarize regarding others. Through reflecting well on the advantages and disadvantages along these lines, a strong enthusiasm for this meditation will develop from the depths of our heart. Having seen that, if you familiarize yourself with it, you can generate this attitude. You should meditate on it. Someone raises the doubt, how can we come to think of someone else's body as our own body? However, our body in fact comes from our mother's blood and our father's semen. They are the causes of our body. Therefore, even though our body actually comes from parts of others' bodies, we have come to think of it as my body. This has happened out of familiarity, whereby we have developed the conception of a self, thinking I and mine, in relation to what actually comes from parts of others' bodies. This shows that we can also come to think of others' bodies as our own if we familiarize ourselves with this thought. In other words, our mind entered the mixture of an egg and semen, which gradually developed into our body. Then, out of familiarity, we came to think, my body, my flesh, and so forth, and to cherish and to take care of it. However, in reality, our flesh and so forth came from our mother's egg and our father's semen. The mind entered the fetus, and later we came to identify the resulting body as I and mine. Therefore, through familiarity, we have come to apprehend what was originally a tiny egg and semen as I and mine. If this can happen, we can also come to think of others' bodies as my body. In other words, just as we presently suffer when our body is harmed and rejoice when our body experiences comfort, right? So too can we come to suffer when others' bodies are harmed and rejoice when others' bodies are comfortable. At that time, we will see our own and others' bodies as similar, and just as we presently take care of our body, we will come to take care of others' bodies. This is what it means to cherish others, including their bodies. It comes about only through familiarity. When the semen and egg mix 6 constituents, right? 3 from the father and 3 from the mother, combined together. The human body composed of these 6 constituents is the ideal basis for the practice of Tantra and the achievement of realizations. Likewise, from the point of view of the Sutra, this body composed of 3 constituents from the father and 3 from the mother is a special basis that can be used to develop all good qualities, up to and including complete awakening. Thus, by means of it, we can achieve omniscience even in this life. For this reason, our human body is the best of bodies. Omniscience referring to complete awakening. If we think about the many benefits and advantages of cherishing others and the many disadvantages of cherishing ourselves, and come to understand them from the depths of our hearts, we will see that we need to change our attitude. We will then develop enthusiasm towards this meditation. Through familiarity, we can bring about whatever change we want to achieve, right, in our mind and obtain whatever result we want. Our mind can in fact change. Therefore, even though initially meditation may be difficult, by doing a bit every day, it will slowly become easier, and we will come to want to meditate more and more and more. In this way, our mind will be happy when we can meditate, and unhappy when we cannot meditate. Although many of us need to work and take care of a family, we should constantly strive to not only to care for the few people in our family, but also to take care of all sentient beings. We should develop the wish for them to have happiness and the wish for them to be free of suffering, and to take upon ourselves the responsibility to achieve this. In short, we should strive to give up self-cherishing and develop the mind cherishing others. So then the next section is the actual way to meditate. The first point is thinking about the disadvantages of cherishing oneself and the advantages of cherishing others. The actual way to meditate on exchanging self and others is to divide it into 5 sub-outlines. To exchange our present attitude of cherishing ourselves for cherishing others, we first need to contemplate the many disadvantages of cherishing ourselves and the many advantages of cherishing others. From beginning this time until now, out of attachment to ourselves, we have continually experienced many undesirable sufferings and difficulties in cyclic existence, and have not achieved our desired aims. Although we wished for all that is excellent, we engaged in inappropriate methods to gain it. Due to this, we experienced suffering in the past for a great number of eons, and are experiencing suffering now, without achieving either our own body or others' welfare. Instead, we were only tormented by suffering. We need to understand that up to now we have only been striving to take care of ourselves, due to which we engage in mistaken methods that did not bring the result of what is excellent, but only more suffering and problems. Thus, we now need to change this habit of thinking of ourselves alone, and begin to think of others. If we had done this in the past, we would now be Buddhas. However, right, we did not do this, but only thought of ourselves and did not think of others. Therefore, now we need to think that other sentient beings are more important than ourselves. By developing this attitude, we will achieve Buddhahood, whereby we will be able to excellently accomplish the welfare of all of the sentient beings. There is no doubt about this, it is certain. However, because we have not yet done this, we have passed our time in meaningless activities and have been unable to eliminate even our own suffering. Due to only thinking of ourselves, we engage in mistaken methods that did not free us from psychic existence, and the thought to definitely emerge from the pleasures of psychic existence has still not arisen. However, these pleasures deceive and cheat us. They cannot bring a good result, but only lead to experience suffering again and again. For this reason, we should not be attached to the excellences and happiness of psychic existence or samsara. We need to abandon them and to wish to achieve the state of liberation for ourselves. Right? This is nirvana. To do so, we need to meditate on emptiness and so forth, whereby we will achieve the state gone beyond psychic existence, this state of nirvana. However, since all our mother sentient beings are also experiencing suffering, it is not enough for ourselves alone to be liberated from psychic existence. We need to take upon ourselves the responsibility to free all sentient beings. To do this, we must generate the mind of complete awakening and practice the 6 perfections and the 4 means of gathering disciples, gathering students. In this way, we can ripen and liberate our own continuum and can ripen those who are not ripe and liberate those who are ripe. In this way, we will simultaneously achieve our own and others' welfare by achieving Buddhahood. Thus, we should not be attached to the pleasures of psychic existence. The second point, the need to put an end to self-cherishing by regarding it as an enemy. Seeing that the self-cherishing attitude is our real enemy, we need to strive to put an end to it. In fact, our most powerful and worst enemy is our self-cherishing mind. Therefore, by relying on mindfulness and introspection, we need to put effort in ceasing it. Whatever self-cherishing has not been generated, we should strive to not generate it. So if we haven't generated it yet, we should strive to not generate it. And if we have generated it, we should try to stop it. We should achieve stable certainty regarding this and then familiarize with the thought that the self-cherishing mind is our real enemy and that which needs to be eliminated. By familiarizing with this over and over, one day we will be able to abandon the self-cherishing mind. On the other hand, if we do not if we do not recognize the self-cherishing mind as our enemy, we will not strive to destroy it. Therefore, we must first recognize it as our enemy. So here, the Lamrim text says, the middle Lamrim, generating the mind cherishing others. We need to develop the mind cherishing others by thinking about its many advantages and benefits. When we develop this understanding from the depths of our heart, we will be delighted in generating this attitude. We must try not to generate the mind that neglects other sentient beings. And if it has been generated, we must put a stop to it. Thinking that other sentient beings are dear, attractive, and pleasant, we should generate this attitude in our mind. In this way, just as in the past we cherished ourselves, now we will develop the thought cherishing others and thinking that they are important. We need to generate this attitude in our mind. We must think that others are very important and that we need to take care of them. This attitude will enable us to fulfill our own welfare as well as others' welfare without effort. If we sow a rice seed in the ground in the spring, we will reap the result of rice in the autumn. While this was the main aim of planting the rice seed, other grasses and weeds will also grow in that field. Likewise, by fulfilling the welfare of others from the depths of our hearts, we will, by the way, simultaneously fulfill our own welfare. On the other hand, if we only think to take care of ourselves, we will not fulfill either our own or others' welfare. Therefore, we need to develop the attitude that cherishes others and to familiarize with it. Lamrim text says, how to meditate through remembering the teachings of earlier holy beings, earlier scholars, earlier saints, and so forth. We need to remember the teachings of past holy beings. For example, Jowo Atisha. He said that there are Tibetans who know bodhisattvas who do not know how to train in love and compassion. Okay? This means that there are so-called bodhisattvas who do not meditate on love and compassion. However, we need to meditate on love and compassion as they become the cause for generating the mind of complete awakening. It is only when we develop an uncontrived mind of complete awakening that we become bodhisattvas. How is that done? We should meditate or train in this sequentially by equalizing friends, strangers, and enemies, and developing equanimity for them, recognizing all sentient beings as having been our mothers, remembering their kindness, wishing to repay their kindness, developing attractive love and compassion, developing the extraordinary attitude, and as a result, generating the mind of complete awakening. When we have developed an uncontrived mind of complete awakening, we become bodhisattvas. In short, first we need to cultivate love and compassion, and then the extraordinary attitude, after which we will generate the mind of complete awakening. Langri Tangpa said that he and Geshe Sharawa have 18 human methods and 1 horse method, for a total of 19. The method of human beings is to generate the mind of complete awakening and then train in doing whatever one does for the benefit of all sentient beings. The method of horses is the self-cherishing mind. It is that which blocks the mind of complete awakening that has not been generated from arising, and blocks that which has arisen from abiding and increasing. Seeing this, we need to harm the self-cherishing attitude as much as possible. In addition, we need to train as much as we can in the mind of complete awakening and the bodhisattva conduct. Kamlungpa said that if we do not take care of sentient beings, then all sentient beings will do the same towards us. This refers to the fact that whatever kind of action we create, it will bring a similar type of result. In other words, if we harm other sentient beings, they will harm us in return. For example, if a father and mother do not take care of their child, but instead beat him or beat them, insult them, and so forth, when that child grows up, they will act against their parents' wishes, due to which they will experience suffering. Also due to this, when the child himself or herself grows up and has children, they may treat them badly. Although they may then realize that they treated their own parents badly and may come to regret this, it will be too late to do anything about it. Lamrim says, the appropriateness of putting effort by many approaches into the methods for generating the mind of complete awakening. We need to try to generate the mind of complete awakening by means of many different methods. We need to put effort into this because whether or not the root of the Mahayana is established and whether or not we become included among the Mahayanists depends on the generation of the mind of complete awakening. Hence, if we do not develop the mind of complete awakening, we will not establish the root of the Mahayana and will not be included among Mahayanists. Therefore, at all times, we need to try to generate the mind of complete awakening and increase it. If we have not generated it, we should not give up, but instead should put effort into meditating on it. We should also rely on virtuous spiritual friends who teach how to develop the mind of complete awakening by asking them to help us train our mind. In developing particularly in developing the mind of complete awakening, such that it will never be lost. Not only should we rely on teachers who teach us how to develop the mind of complete awakening, we should also find friends who are studying and training in how to develop the mind of complete awakening. We should also read Buddha Shakyamuni's teachings and their commentaries. In addition, in order to generate the mind of complete awakening, we need to acquire its causes, the collection of merit and the purification of obscurations. If we have done all that is necessary, it will definitely arise. Thus, if we have planted this seed in our mind, we should not worry, but rejoice, as we will definitely generate the mind of complete awakening. Atisha said that just as sunlight eliminates the darkness and moonlight pacifies the suffering of heat, if we want to enter the Mahayana, we need to generate the mind of complete awakening, and that it is worth putting effort into generating it, even if we have to do so for an eon. Therefore, in our daily life, we should constantly try to generate the mind of complete awakening. We should not do this only from time to time or just for a short time, as in this way it will not be possible to generate the mind of complete awakening. To generate it, we need to make constant effort at it. The mind of complete awakening is the wish to attain complete awakening in order to be able to benefit all sentient beings. We need to generate this mind in our own continuum and to familiarize with it until we achieve an uncontrived and spontaneous mind of complete awakening. Right now, we only have a weak and contrived mind of complete awakening that arises when we think about it, but then again disappears. Thus, we need to strive to generate an uncontrived mind of complete awakening. The Lamrim text says, the measure of having generated that mind. The second, that should be understood from what was already explained above. The measure of having generated the mind of complete awakening should be understood from what was explained before or above. The mind of complete awakening is a wish to achieve complete awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. When this mind becomes uncontrived or non-artificial, we are said to have generated the mind of complete awakening. On the other hand, as long as the mind of complete awakening is contrived or artificial, even though it is called bodhicitta, it is not actual bodhicitta. It is like the real sweetness that is hidden inside the hard bark of sugar cane. Then I wanted to talk just briefly, for a few minutes about Tara practice. So in Tibetan, the Tara in Sanskrit and Tibetan is droma. Buddha, it's a Buddha in the feminine form. She's a Buddha in the feminine form with numerous aspects. It's wildly popular in Nepal, Tibet, and Mongolia. She is the feminine counterpart of the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara in the Tibetan tradition. So, and in the Chinese tradition, of course, Avalokiteshvara is in the feminine aspect already. According to popular belief, she came into existence from the tear of Avalokiteshvara, which fell to the ground and formed a lake. Out of its water rose up a lotus, which on opening revealed Tara. Like Avalokiteshvara, she is a manifestation of compassion who helps humanity attain complete awakening. She is also a protectress along the path to complete awakening. Then we have White Tara. In Tibet, the first Buddhist king of Tibet, Songtsen Gyalpo, had two wives, a Chinese princess and a Nepali princess, both of which were said to have been emanations of Tara. White Tara in Sanskrit, Sita Tara, in Tibetan, Drolkyar, was incarnated as the Chinese princess. She symbolizes purity and is often represented standing at the right hand of her consort, Avalokiteshvara, or seated with legs crossed, holding a full-blown lotus. She is generally shown with a third eye. Tara is also sometimes shown with eyes on the soles of her feet and on the palms of her hands. Then she is called Tara of the Seven Eyes, a form popular in Mongolia. It's the long life Tara. The green Tara, Sanskrit Shamatara, okay, Tibetan Droljang, was believed to have emanated as the Nepali princess. She is considered by some to be the original Tara and is the female consort of Amoghasiddhi. She is generally shown seated on a lotus throne with right leg hanging down or extended, wearing the ornaments of a bodhisattva and holding the closed blue lotus upala flower. The white and green Taras, with their contrasting symbols of the full-blown and closed lotus, are said to symbolize between them the unending compassion of the deity who labors both day and night to relieve suffering. The deity, in this case, is Buddha. Under the influence of Tibetan Buddhism, the different forms of Tara multiplied to a traditional 108. All right? Tibetan temple banners frequently show 21 different Taras, colored white, red, and yellow, for example, grouped around a central green Tara. The figure of Amitabha Buddha is often shown on her crown, as she, like Avalokiteshvara, is considered an emanation of Amitabha. In her ferocious blue form, invoked to destroy enemies, she is known as Ugra Tara, or Ekajata, as a red Buddha of love, Kurukula, and as a protectress, Janguli. The yellow Brikuti is a wrathful Tara with frowning brows. Now the mantra, the Tara mantra is Om Tare Tu Tare Turi Swaha. Okay, where the Tara, the Om is enlightened body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas. The Tara means she who liberates from the sufferings of the lower realms. Tu Tare means she who liberates from the general sufferings of the cycle of suffering existence, samsara. Turi means she who quickly liberates all sentient beings from suffering. And Swaha means salutations to Mother Tara. Thank you very much.
碰了无神真佛供养呀，一切恭敬。 西方极乐世界阿弥陀日中。过去无量一切见光王尽诸世中。一心过去99亿个劫杀诸佛世中。一心过去无量劫真法明世中。一心十方一切诸佛世中。一心现界千佛三世一切诸佛世中。一心广大圆满无碍大悲心大德 所说诸陀罗尼及十方三世一切诸法。一心千手千眼大慈大悲观世音自在菩萨摩萨。一心千手千眼大慈大悲观世音自在菩萨摩萨。一心千手千眼大慈大悲观世音自在菩萨摩萨。一心大势至菩萨摩萨。一心从此往菩萨摩萨。一心热光菩萨夜光菩萨摩萨。一心宝王菩萨药王菩萨药上菩萨摩萨。一心华严菩萨大庄严菩萨宝藏菩萨摩萨。一心德藏菩萨金刚藏菩萨虚空藏菩萨摩萨。一心弥勒菩萨普贤 一心待为三藏法摩揭婆伽天子佛世四王天龙八部通摩天女虚空神将爱神见眼神合造神要造树林神色在神水神火神风神土神山神地神宫殿神灯记守护持咒一切天龙鬼神各具见属地理三宝。经言Raya比丘比丘尼要爬山要破译同男同女一双持者一诸众生其次悲心先当从我发如是愿。南无大悲观世音愿我处这一切法。南无大悲观世音愿我找得智慧愿。南无大悲观世音愿我所得一切法。南无大悲观世音愿我找得三法遍。南无大悲观世音愿我所证般若船。南无大悲观世音愿我找得月故爱。南无大悲观世音愿我所得戒定道。南无大悲观世音愿我找得涅槃山。南无大悲观世音愿我所会无为是。南无大悲观世音愿我照东发心身。我若向道山，道山之最真；我若向火荡，火荡之不灭；我若向地狱，地狱之消灭；我若向恶鬼，恶鬼之饱满；我若向修罗，恶行之雕伏；我若向诸神，只得大智慧。南无观世音菩 菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无。
上次大悲深恩咒，高山而道者，往事不成真能见，上次大悲深咒，若不生诸佛果者，往事不成真能见。上次大悲深咒，若不得无量三昧辩才真，我是不成真能见。诵持大悲深恩咒，以现在深恩中，一切所求，若不过随 生，报德为大悲心，头罗尼耶，乃是说是一种会前和尚真能住。一诸众生，其大悲心，开颜含难消，接受如是广大圆满无碍大悲心，大头罗尼，深妙藏其陀罗尼耶，南无来达那多来耶耶，南无利耶波罗揭谛瑟佛来耶菩提萨埵婆耶摩诃萨埵婆耶摩诃迦卢尼迦耶安萨婆拉法耶苏达那丹切南无世界利多伊蒙摩利耶波罗揭谛瑟佛拉林多婆南无如来金则须利摩诃波多萨弥萨婆诃达多苏婆阿瑟因萨婆萨多南无婆萨多南无婆揭摩法得多丹智大海那波卢西罗迦帝迦罗帝耶悉利摩诃菩提萨埵萨婆萨婆摩来摩来摩西摩西利多因吉罗吉罗揭摩多罗多罗瓦瑟耶帝摩诃瓦瑟耶帝多来多来帝利尼瑟佛来耶自来自来摩摩法摩来摩帝利依悉依悉僧来僧来阿来僧佛来舍利华僧华僧佛来舍耶呼罗呼罗摩来呼罗呼罗悉利萨拉萨拉悉利悉利娑罗娑罗菩提耶菩提耶不多耶不多耶尼帝利耶那来金则帝利舍尼那婆耶摩那萨婆诃悉多耶萨婆诃摩诃悉多耶萨婆诃悉多优耶舍佛那耶萨婆诃那来金则萨婆诃摩来那来萨婆诃悉来僧摩摩揭耶萨婆诃萨婆摩诃悉多耶萨婆遮吉拉阿悉多耶萨婆诃波多摩揭悉多耶萨婆诃那来金则佛揭拉耶萨婆诃摩波利僧揭拉耶萨婆诃南无来达那多来耶耶南无利耶波罗揭谛瑟佛来耶萨婆诃安
悉天多曼多拉巴多耶萨婆南无来丹那多来耶耶南无利耶波罗揭谛斯佛来耶菩提萨埵婆耶摩诃萨埵婆耶摩诃迦罗尼迦耶安萨婆拉巴耶苏达那丹谢南无释迦利多伊蒙阿利耶波罗揭谛斯佛那林多婆南无那来金子悉利摩诃布多萨弥萨婆达多苏盆阿斯因萨婆萨多南无婆萨多南无婆伽摩法特多丹子达那波罗悉卢迦提迦罗提伊悉利摩诃菩提萨埵萨婆萨婆摩来摩来摩悉摩悉利多伊吉罗吉罗迦曼多罗多罗华舍耶帝摩诃华舍耶帝多来多来帝利尼瑟佛来耶真来真来摩摩华摩来摩帝伊悉伊悉僧来僧来阿来僧佛来僧利法僧法僧佛来僧耶诃罗诃罗摩来诃罗诃罗悉利萨来萨来悉利悉利娑罗娑罗菩提耶菩提耶菩提耶菩提耶尼帝利耶那来金则帝利舍尼那婆耶摩那萨婆悉多耶萨婆波多悉多耶萨婆悉多耶伊萨婆拉耶萨婆那来金则萨婆摩来那来萨婆悉来僧阿摩揭耶萨婆萨婆摩悉多耶萨婆遮其拉阿悉多耶萨婆波多摩揭悉多耶萨婆那来金色佛揭拉耶萨婆摩婆利僧揭拉耶萨婆南无来丹那多来耶耶南无利耶波罗揭谛瑟波拉耶萨婆安悉天多曼多拉巴多耶萨婆南无来丹那多来耶耶南无利耶波罗揭谛瑟波拉耶菩提萨埵婆耶摩诃萨埵婆耶摩诃迦卢尼迦耶安萨婆拉巴伊苏达那达谢南无释迦利多伊蒙阿利耶波罗揭谛瑟佛那林多婆南无如来金则悉利摩诃波多萨弥萨婆达多苏邦阿斯因萨婆萨多南无婆萨多南无婆伽摩法特多丹子达那波罗悉卢迦提迦罗提伊悉利摩诃菩提萨埵萨婆萨婆摩来摩来摩悉摩悉利多因吉罗吉罗揭曼多罗多罗华舍耶帝摩诃华舍耶帝多来多来帝利尼瑟佛来耶遮来遮来摩摩华摩拉摩帝列伊悉伊悉僧来僧来阿来僧佛来舍利法舍法舍佛来舍耶诃罗诃罗摩来诃罗诃罗悉利萨来萨来悉利悉利娑罗娑罗菩提耶菩提耶菩提耶菩提耶尼帝利耶那来金则帝利舍尼那婆耶婆那萨婆悉多耶萨婆摩诃悉多耶萨婆悉多哟伊瑟佛来耶萨婆那来金则萨婆摩来那来萨婆悉那僧阿摩揭耶萨婆萨婆摩诃悉多耶萨婆遮其拉阿悉多耶萨婆波多摩揭悉多耶萨婆那来金则佛揭拉耶萨婆摩婆利僧揭拉耶萨婆南无来丹那多来耶耶南无利耶波罗揭谛瑟佛来耶萨 悉殿多玛多拉巴多耶萨婆观世音菩萨，受持咒语，大地六边震动，天衣宝华缤纷而香，十方诸佛悉皆欢喜，天魔外道恐怖毛数，一切众会皆复共成，获得石头韩国，获得石头韩国，获得阿那含国，获得欧罗汉国，获得一地、二地、三十五地，乃至十地城。无量众生发菩提心，我以众生。三业六根中罪所上，不知处要但顺生。我今随之有以众生同为一切众罪所。阿弥陀佛，即十方佛前普为众生。唯愿家佛临在小面，破为施恩上有法界众生心 会。
我因众生
无始来今有爱见故，内尽我人外加恶友。三业广造众罪，是非不广恶行偏不昼夜相续，无有间断。不以人知，不为恶道，无常无为，不无因果，故以今日生心因果生存上。阿耨多罗心行发菩提心，断恶修善，尽此三业，下众生修习反常。愿十方佛有大福慧，能救拔我解救众生从恶道。从无始来不知诸法本性空寂，广造众恶尽知空寂绝权。修众生转恶。
唯愿观音慈悲。
条件和去引战，大愿必破，上力道法，不得殊胜，今日大悲圆满神咒，真正别作，如是罪障，不以今日自信众生，归向观世音菩萨，七十方大士，发菩提心，修正言行，协助众生，发露众对，救其障慧，毕竟小众，唯愿大悲观世音菩萨摩诃萨，全受护持，均应照见，令我对内外障眼睛灭四大心愿严惩，开本见识，持住破坏，三业精进，修净土义，自是自身更无大忌，决定得生。阿弥陀佛，极乐世界清真供养，大悲观音，济助众生，广度尽彼，解除苦轮，同道之忏悔，发愿以为名利三宝。 大多罗。
升观自在不过最前的前所愿常自己求解八真论神州空间万山
诸师菩萨，南无大圣亲那罗王菩萨，南无三界圣贤菩萨，南无常住十方佛，南无常住十方法，南无常住十方僧，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无消灾延寿药师佛，南无极乐世界阿弥陀佛，南无当来下生弥勒尊佛，南无十方三世一切诸佛，南无大智文殊舍利菩萨，南无大恩普贤菩萨，南无大悲观世音菩萨，南无大愿地藏王菩萨，南无护法诸天菩萨，南无觉乱神众菩萨，南无历代诸师菩萨，南无大圣亲那罗王菩萨，南无三界圣贤菩萨，南无萨瓦旦达耶多瓦卢切提安萨波来萨波来吽，南无萨瓦旦达耶多瓦卢切提安萨波来萨波来吽，南无萨瓦旦达耶多瓦卢切提安萨波来萨波来吽，南无梭罗波耶旦达耶多耶旦自大安梭罗梭罗波来梭罗波来梭罗萨婆，南无梭罗波耶旦达耶多耶旦自大安梭罗梭罗波来梭罗波来梭罗萨婆，南无梭罗波耶旦达耶多耶旦自大安梭罗梭罗波来梭罗波来梭罗萨婆，这是色香味上供十方佛，中风诸圣贤，下界六道宾，等身无差别，随缘觉道满，临近十者道，无量波罗蜜，三德六味，供佛提身，法界有情，不多供养，安耶耶那三婆瓦瓦日来吽，安耶耶那三婆瓦瓦日来吽，安耶耶那三婆瓦瓦日来吽。成常住三宝南无大成常住三宝南无大成常住三宝。
向上听轻的声，拜三拜，拜下去，起来，再拜，起来，三拜，起来。温馨惭愧合掌，亲受三圣教，龙公海参开呀。傲难来结表，家
Semara 恭请沙门带领四众奉诵顶礼大悲报忏难，日无仙风上风财主善心，供佛实在所有吉祥疑问对佛批判，大眼睛中护吹龙翁，感恩。何以大悲会上诸佛菩萨护法龙天，要察大江海会云来起，千手千眼十倍眼，赞人间祈求消灾增福慧，心想一处归口千华台上，今之是天下难占不走，今有在诸期间法会共就以印度尼西亚耶加达首都以及全印尼各省市，苏门答腊、缅兰北部、东爪哇、泗水、三宝、龙中爪哇以及加里曼丹、坤甸、邻国人等法会共就以美国洛杉矶、罗斯维加在诸基础法会共就以耶加达首都大冲山西禅师切兰基础红佛今有大冲山西禅师善心为祈求消灾增福慧广结善缘，设在宫中，主修沙门本山主持率领深切带领，在诸寺中今有掌心化成一组合家精神福德大在一堂宫中，又有带主还有金小宝银合家五十中领配金合家领延龙周修行合家和十中成贵元合家十四江黄山华合家刘正义黄礼宾合家有主东刘主梁一同财金中黄金梅合家陈林如意陈金通合家传家法界法器法系统领金州上秘密合家小明宝藏新兰合家十次堂林美林合家苏黄一叶苏丽香苏家兴合家张良春李连成合家林立明邱培芬合家别别世家格拉萨巴迪世家地菜来成黄一梅合家张昭林不生合家陈永兴、吴美琴合家，邱成康、陈丽娟合家，以上在座各景色吉祥大在各一堂宫中又有在座，别对现在说了生多少宝号释迦达黄红青合家又有在座。我以下黄维平、黄维生合家，罗西大洋卡萨布达。Rainier Wirya Manggala 合家，一早真诚中的合家，并当我伊万斯蒂的阿里斯蒂的合家，翁张美兰翁思怡合家，陈妍妍一同叶玉娘潘丽花合家，林家春陈阿曼林合家，刘玉玲。陈爱玲合家，刘坤祥、刘坤良合家，关家大、刘新辉合家，周一辉、郑淑英合家，美丽爱伊林赞拉合家，
回向一故阿里赞拉，早日离苦得乐超生弥陀净土，果毕业合家，周律法风无好合家，黄瑞龙，喜美丽合家，无干生黄秋兰合家，无慧真。一同玛利亚那罗尼芬的合家，以上在诸个金色吉祥发财，各一堂宫中，有苏北面南佛教圣城大冲山禅寺，今有黄喜碧凤凰之松，一品一黄黎明黄世宣和家金师傅所大在一堂宫中，有黄高秀英、黄美清、黄美美、黄维荣、黄美红、黄美琪和家金师傅的大在一堂宫中，有陈准良、黄立芳、陈义文、陈洪福、陈义师和家金师傅的大在一堂宫中，有在主黄喜不风和家金师如意大在一堂宫中，有在主黄金叶无修一合家，有黄志谦、刘明兰二家，黄志燕、林淑婷二家，黄丽金二家，黄志才、李国兰二家，陈耀强、黄丽丽二家，陈志辉、陈丽君二家，易伟荣、陈桂叶二家，陈耀明和李荣，陈松波二家，有杨明全、强、陈桂梅二家，黄慧珍、黄世辉、黄慧仪二家，有郑志荣、黄山里、郑密范兴二家，有陈桂清二家，季家祥、黄义文二家，陈兆文、李秀华二家，陈明志、张清莲二家中，梁生红、李婷二家，陈林银鸾、罗陈乾峰二家，罗密维家呀，以上在诸个金色吉祥大在各一堂宫中，有在诸寺中。四水大冲山檀香禅寺，今有何文陈垂云、何文静、陈垂云何家，林文泰何家，龙家勇、林慧玲何家，吴金康伟、童美金何家，有童伟汉、钟慧明何家，别得西那瑞就法玛，别得 Hermi Bernamaskara。有道菲维家呀，雷尼翁和家，维山拉雷尼赞的那和家别的，神母奈沙维Berkah沙和家黄子生，卢丽丹和家梁金伦邱雪梅和家白富和梅，陈彦明和家 Erwin William Christine Ramri和家。回向一故陈秀良，早日离苦得乐超生弥陀净土，有大冲山、三宝龙潭、南香禅寺，今有黄喜碧凤、黄志松、黄平义、黄立明、黄世宣和家金色万言大在一堂宫中，有在诸多个马斯巴的蔡丽丽、陈友爱、陈友全、彩虹烟和家金色福寿大在一堂宫中，有在诸别的Berkah Mandiri Adi Raja Sa 陈洪生保尼好和家，有关秀美、安利亚尼、乌兰萨利、布波和家，有陈准良、黄丽芳和家。以上在诸个金色如意大在各一堂宫中，今有在诸别得Sekar Intan、黄义言、陈淑明和家，水所要用龙林叶龙和家，雷尼那夏。Angruna tali herja PT sinar sejahtera abadi sejati Cailai Senghong Ime herja Hasan Effendi Irwin Effendi herja Hui Siong Iku Ling Jing Chu Halim Susanto 找的离苦得乐超生弥陀净土 PT Murti Prima Food PT Sudiman Pirsuset 灵念的herja 又有灵净寺灵净心herja 北对因丹努沙佛宝哈灵清王灵耶罗诃迦陈世南陈雪清诃迦Henry 古山多无力清诃迦黄光辉真慧因诃迦无以下黄慧平王为神诃迦黄文色黄混灵大业二诃迦以上在诸各净色吉祥大哉各一堂空中有灵木千颗慧融合家嗡比教一同财佛念雷波破财成烟合家有财根红财中清合家回向一股力垂流早乐离苦得乐草生弥陀净土有回向一股为利苏西罗大马早乐离苦得乐草生弥陀净土有小树下我尼索菲安和家有尔芬苏亨德拉菲罗尼卡林和家有回向一股黄木中早热离苦得乐草生弥陀净土有西迦利曼丹坤殿大冲山东府禅师今有黄西壁凤凰之通路线会和家净师福德大在一堂宫中有Edwin 是雕安台精神如意大在一堂宫中有在主三道弟子以及回向一股黄一海早日离苦得乐草生弥陀净土有巴厘岛大冲山接光禅师在诸城之容合力因大家呀和家有大黄中心长美红和家有陈少珍有买金硫黄粒粒买谢礼和家有财星命中贵穷和家以上在诸个精神吉祥大哉各一堂宫中有美国洛杉矶南切禅师今有张西开悟修香和家净师父手大在一堂宫中有彭尊龙陈秋辉和家净师父手大在一堂宫中今有在主卢真尼和家陈延莲彩亭和家有塞地莲东和家有刘桂禄方珊珊和家有黄立伟和家有黄彦师和家有李端和家有黄建松和家有Chandra Buddhi Dharma Linda Virawan和家有廖家乐有卢伟仪有风乱中有李杏花有杰娜以上在诸个净色吉祥大在各一堂宫中在诸寺中本是各分言燃点消灾平安灯塔扶持道场燃灯长生如为人灯寺中弟子虔诚红香口教主本师释迦牟尼问佛南无消灾延寿药师琉璃光佛南无西方极乐世界无量寿佛南无大慈大悲观世音菩萨南无救苦救难大愿地藏王菩萨南无大悲会上诸佛菩萨参谋海会护法龙天要查大将各报今年坐下恭行一家年年始终在主为扶持道场祈求消灾增福慧广结善缘是在宫中期间常年消灾大悲吉祥盛会每月农历恭请沙门奉送典礼礼忏盛会 法会回向菩提，日无先供上风。消灾延寿，吉祥神咒，更其家门长生，人口平安，生财有道，生意兴隆，所求所愿，如意如行。凡在学之中，千丈诸佛菩萨护法龙天加持。佛言：消灾延寿，大悲会上，诸道世界永久和平，国运昌荣，人民安乐，社会安定，民族和谐，灾障消除，政府首长真空慷慨，文武百官富国有民，消灾延寿，法体安康，家庭和乐，事业顺利，福慧增长，菩提精进，庄严功德诸世家，相安。佛言：三门清净，海中安和，福乐生辉，法轮常转。数尽三文海水，人言佛历2566年，农历10月18日，主修沙门本山主持率圣切，带领寺众在主，所有供佛实在人等，参加大悲平安消灾法会，各善信众等，虔诚弘向，头鳌拜呀，敬啊，上啊。
20观世音菩萨即从坐起，顶礼佛足。2拜佛言：世尊，一念我习无数恒河沙界，于是有佛出现于世，名观世音。我于彼佛发菩提心，彼佛教我从闻思修入三摩地，处于文中如流王所，所入寂寂，东经二相了然不生，如世间增，闻所闻尽，经闻不住，觉所觉空，空觉即缘，空所空灭，生灭即灭，即灭现前，忽然超越世出世间，十方圆明火耳殊胜。依着山河十方诸佛本妙觉心，与佛如来同一次理。而这下河十方一切六道众生，与诸众生同一悲仰。世尊，一念我习无数恒河沙界，于是有佛出现于世，名观世音。我于彼佛发菩提心，彼佛教我从闻思修入三摩地，处于文中如流王所，所入寂寂，东经二相了然不生，如世间增，闻所闻尽，经闻不住，觉所觉空，空觉即缘，空所空灭，生灭即灭，即灭现前，忽然超越世出世间，十方圆明火耳殊胜。依着山河十方诸佛本妙觉心，与佛如来同一次理。而这下河十方一切六道众生，与诸众生同一悲仰。